telling me that when they asked him to help me, are you mad? Justin, I mean, you want help? You did praise. I have your name tattooed on my hand, motherfucker. This is your name here. How it takes in my blood, man? Nonsense. With all the lies he told me and just the stardom, though I'm not going to enjoy the stardom. I was waiting for you. I was waiting to see you. Man, come out naked, come meet you. Johnson. They don't born you where, Johnson.
So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. A few weeks ago, popular Nigerian pastor Apostle Johnson Suleman and popular Nollywood actress Halima Abubakar were in the news. This whole story is very intense, very controversial, and the lessons that it carries is very vital to each and every one of us. So do follow through the whole story. And if you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up now. Drop all your comments down in the comment section and stay glued because there is always so much more coming your way. That said, let us tell this story. If you have been a lover of Nollywood movies, no, I do not mean the new Nollywood. I mean the era of Motola Jalade and Genevieve Naji, down to the era of Tonto DK and Mercy Johnson, then you certainly will know Halima Abubakar. 39-year-old Halima is a Nollywood actress and producer who defied the odds to pursue her passion and become famous. Born on the 12th of June, this northern beauty hails from Kogi State, but was born in the Sharia state of Kano. Halima grew up very conservatively, wearing hijabs and attending Islamic classes. Her dad was a banker at Savannah Bank and got moved and redeployed a lot. So Halima's growing up was characterized by moving from one state to the other. You would admit that show business is a very alien career path for a conservative northern Muslim girl, but Halima's dreams were bigger than the social and religious restraints inhibiting her. At a very young age of 15, Halima, who was in JSS 3 at that time, had traveled to Lagos to spend the holidays with her auntie, and that presented the perfect opportunity for her to take that leap of faith. While in Lagos, Halima began auditioning for movie roles, and that was how her journey to fame and stardom was born. She bagged her first lead role in the movie called Gangster Paradise, and she has now starred in over 100 Nollywood movies. Her skill, devotion and dedication have been recognized severally. She went home with the City People's Best Actress Award in 2011, Best Supporting Actress at the Afro Hollywood Award in London. She holds an Actors Guild Icon Awards and a Global Leadership Award, amongst others. Halima is a Kogi State Youth Ambassador and a graduate of Sociology from the Bayero University there in Kano. Halima Abubakar was certainly a Nollywood star, one of the first core northerners to break into the industry. So having given that brief yet detailed autobiography of Halima Abubakar, the next question is, who is Apostle Johnson Suleman?
How you react to the truth. There's some few women, you like to hear what you want to hear.
53-year-old Apostle Suleman hails from Auchi in Edo State. He was born into a Muslim family and attended primary and secondary school there in Auchi. He then enrolled at the University of Benin, where he obtained his bachelor's degree in mass communication and then proceeded to bag a master's and a PhD in human resources. He began his pastoral journey as an assistant pastor at the Armor of God Church in Lagos State. 6 years after, in 2004, he floated his own church, which he named Omega Fire Ministries. This church has grown in leaps and bounds and attracts millions of followers scattered across the world. Apostle Suleman is married to Pastor Lizzie Suleman and they have 6 children together. Some of you hearing all of this history may wonder impatiently, so Neze, what is the correlation? What is the relationship between this Muslim actress lady and a Christian pastor? Relax. It's about to get intense. Apostle Johnson Suleman has been enveloped in several controversies. When I say controversies, I do not mean the backlash that he faced when he photographed and posted himself praying for Ukraine while southern Kaduna burned. Neither am I talking about the controversy and the media frenzy when his convoy was attacked and 7 members of his staff were killed in broad daylight. No. Not those kinds of controversies. I am talking about scandals, not 1, not 2, not 3, 1 too many of them, surrounding alleged sexual misconduct between the apostle and several young ladies. Let us get right into it so we can get some perspective. The first major sexual scandal involving the apostle happened sometime in 2016 with a young lady called Stephanie Otobo. Stephanie was a 23-year-old singer and actress based in Canada.
Baby, tell me, are you okay? I will tell you with the money. Baby, tell me, are you okay? Run.
According to Stephanie, Apostle Suleman was a man that she feared and respected and reverenced. She had gotten his number from a friend and had reached out to him to seek counseling. According to her story, she said that when she called him, he asked her to send him some of her pictures.
Then he said, okay, he likes my voice, if I could send him my BBM pin. I said, okay. I sent him the pin. Then all of a sudden he was asking for my pictures.
Ignorantly and with a clean heart, thinking that he needed her pictures maybe to pray or something, she sent some pictures to him, 3 pictures to him. And when he saw her, the trajectory of their conversation changed.
I mean, I see him as someone really close. I used to see him as someone really close to God, you know? Like someone up there. When they talk to you, they know more. You're supposed to trust them.
She said that the apostle immediately indicated interest in her and asked her to send her account number, and before she could even blink an eye, before the conversation could even be continued, he wired her $6,000. Just like, thanks for even talking to me. Her head was bamboozled, and she said that within the next few days he sent her another $6,000.
So all of a sudden we were like, I'll send you money right now. I said, really? He said, yeah. Then he sent me $6,000 like this.
She alleged that he had told her that he was divorced and that he needed more male children. He told her that he liked her and that he wanted to see her, and so he sent money to her to book a plane, get a reservation, and come to Nigeria to see him. And she did. She said that when she got to Nigeria, he had sex with her and he made her swear to confidentiality that she will not mention the relationship to another person.
When I started talking to him, the first thing he told me to swear was not to tell anybody.
Oh, she said that the apostle showered her with an unbelievable inflow of money. She said that he promised to marry her, to buy her a house, to buy her fleets of cars.
I can do this for you, because he started talking. Oh, I will do this, I will get you a house. You know, he started talking. At the first time he started speaking to me,
she would join him on abroad trips. She was living the life. She said that during the period of their 2-year relationship, she felt like she was in heaven, as though God had answered her prayers and sent her this man that will not look back to shower her with material things. She opined that they had a whirlwind sexual romance.
This is someone that we do so much personal stuff together that made me thought, I want to stay here.
She said that the only thing that happened during the period of their dating that she wasn't too comfortable with was when the apostle began asking her for a threesome with her friends, that he wanted to have sex with them in a group, but that she didn't budge to that.
He's older than me. He's closer to God. Like, if he advised me this is okay, who am I to say otherwise? When you trust someone, who was I to say, oh, that did this? The only thing I was against was the threesome thing. And he kept referring to his ex-girlfriend. She does it all the time. You know, but I couldn't, you're telling me you want to get married to me. How true is it if you want to sleep with my friend?
And that somewhere along the line in the relationship, she fell pregnant. She told him that she was pregnant, and then he made provision for her to come to Nigeria. According to Stephanie Otobo, the apostle gave her something to drink, and once she ingested it, she began to miscarry. She said that she discharged and stooled blood for over 1 year, and she accused him of murdering their baby.
How I lost the baby, he gave me something to drink to lost my baby that he wanted, according to him, and I didn't get myself pregnant. So when I was stooling blood, this whole process, I started hating him, like the lies, messing with my life.
She said that after that incident of losing her child and she went back to Canada, the apostle began to withdraw and began to avoid her. She said that the feeling almost drove her to death. Having a man that showers you with so much attention and money and everything, and you have sacrificed your career, he is your everything, and suddenly the man stops calling you, stops picking your call, withdraws from you. She said that she almost died, and she remembered that the apostle had told her that was how one of his ex-girlfriends also died by stabbing herself due to the same circumstances.
And I remembered him telling me about one of his girlfriend that got pregnant for him. He told her to take it out. She refused and she stabbed herself. That was what he told me.
She said that when she gave it a thought, she was like, no, I'm not going to kill myself. Okay, this man is done with me. He has left me. I will seek for compensation. Compensation for the time wasted. Compensation for forcefully taking my child away without telling me.
Because I bleeded for over 1 year. I was bleeding from September 2015 till October 2016. I was stooling blood from the day he gave me, so that very day.
Compensation for all the sacrifice I have made, traveling from Canada to Nigeria, back and forth, leaving my home, my career, everything for this relationship. I want compensation from this man.
I insisted on my rights to compensation.
And then she called him and asked him for some monetary compensation, and he told her no problem, let her come to Nigeria. So according to her, he lured her back to Nigeria, and when she did, it was a bait. She said that she was swapped on by men of the Nigerian police force, her phones taken from her. Until date, the phones have never been returned. She said that she was beaten mercilessly, pepper sprayed in the face, thrown into jail and imprisoned for days.
After asking for my right of compensation this year, personally, like just quietly, he sent people to arrest me. How old am I? They roughhanded me. They beat me up like I'm a thief. They sprayed pepper spray on my face. Like I've been unable to get myself till now. I slept in jail for 6 days. This apostle Suleman did that to me. What was he trying to hide?
The apostle released a statement that Stephanie was just a prostitute sent by his detractors to blackmail him.
People are sponsoring me. Where were these people when he was arresting me? Where were these people when I slept in jail for 6 days? I suffered. Where were they? Why did they not protect me? Because if governments were sending you or political people, they would protect you.
And he then instituted a 1 billion naira lawsuit against Stephanie for libel and defamation of character, asking the court, amongst other prayers, that Stephanie should retract her statement. Well, it was a surprise to many people when in the course of all the hits, we saw Stephanie appear before Pastor Suleiman's church. She appeared before his church and all his congregation to confess that she was sent and mobilized by enemies of the pastor to bring him down.
My name is Otobo. I am the lady behind the scandal of our father, Apostle Suleman. I fell into the wrong hands of some very strong and powerful politicians and some pastors who manipulated me in a very wrong way with the intention to fall the man of God.
Some things will happen like this for you to know if you are a Christian. I want to say from my heart, I forgive you.
But yet in another strange twist, she gave several interviews saying that she was only coerced to make that declaration at his church, that he had told her that she was going to be compensated only upon the grounds of her coming out to confess that she was indeed sent. But after she made that confession, he still refused to compensate her.
This is a man of God called me for settlement. Then I went to his church through someone called Frank Shaibu, right? They made sure, like, they prepared me and everything, and there was soldiers with guns and intimidation and everything, right? He called me for settlement. You would not believe that he sent fake alerts of money because he promised to settle me. I knew that if I go to the church, my life would have, people would have been against me. But he said he was going to pay me so I can at least get myself out for a while, You would not believe that this man of God, because he's such a liar, he used fake bank alerts. That is how small he is. He is so small that he used fake bank alerts. Apostle Johnson Suleman is a chronic liar. He's a liar. He's a thief. He's not a pastor.
It was a very terrible scandal. In fact, at a point, there were purported pictures of his nudes spread around. Unfortunately, we never got to see the end of that case. That whole scenario went unraveled. The next explosive alleged sexual scandal involving the apostle took place in 2021. A former pastor of the church, Mike Davids, had released a video of himself drenched in tears, laying very, very heavy accusations against the pastor. He accused the apostle of sleeping with his wife and destroying his home. According to Pastor Mike, he had served at the Omega Church for 15 whole years, and the ex-pastor had alleged that in 2008 he introduced his wife, his then fiancée, to the pastor, his spiritual father. He said that his wife told him soon after the introduction that the apostle was making some moves on her and that he had once invited her to Reliance Hotel in Benin City, but he said that he couldn't get himself to believe that. He said that things began spiraling downward in his marriage when the church posted him to Oshu State to head a branch there, and the apostle was setting up a gospel television station and needed the input of his wife, who was a staff at NTA. He alleged that it was during one of these visits his wife was making to the pastor to help him with his television station that the pastor had sex with his wife, and that when he found out it caused trouble, he was suspended from the church and eventually he left. He said that the pastor resorted to threatening him, threatening that he would make him disappear, and that he has now taken the apostle to court, asking the court to grant these prayers. 1. A restraining order keeping Apostle Suleman from accessing his wife. 2. A restitution of conjugal rights in his marriage. 3. 2 billion naira damages for adultery. He also threatened to expose the truth about the Stephanie Otobo sex scandal. Pastor Suleman reacted very swiftly and very angrily at these allegations. He called Pastor Mike evil and accused him of trying to blackmail him. The apostle then slammed him with a 5 billion naira lawsuit for conspiracy to blackmail and defamation of character. Once again, in a rather surprising twist of fate, not so long after this scandal hit the net, Pastor Mike made a U-turn and swallowed everything that he had said. He said that he had received the divine instruction from God to apologize to the apostle and retract all his earlier statements. That case died a natural death. Just about the time of this scandal, and just as we were trying to process and ingest all what was going on, another came knocking. This time it was another Nollywood actress, an upcoming Nollywood actress called Chioma Grace Ifemeludike. She took to social media unabashedly to give account of an alleged sexual encounter with the apostle. She said that she did not want anything in return. She does not want fame, she does not want money, but she bore a burden too heavy for her to bear, and that she had to come out to confess her atrocity, especially now that she was born again and seeking true redemption from Christ.
Why am I doing this video now? Why am I telling this story now? Remember a few months ago, for some of you who are my ardent followers, I got baptized in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, where I confessed Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior. I have been mourning this sin It has been tormenting me every time his sexcapades or controversial news comes online. I get, I cringe in my spirit.
Chioma Grace alleged that at this point of her life some years back, she was financially strained, just graduated from the university and about going for her service, and she was desperate to get money to prepare herself.
Because at the time, I needed a lot of money. I was broke. I left school broke. I was planning to go for youth service. I needed a lot of things. So
she said that a fellow actress by name Linda Clems had arranged a man for her, a hookup, where she would go there, have sex with the man, get money, and leave. In fact, elevated prostitution. It comes in all fancy names these days. Hookup is what they call it. So she said that this other actress had arranged a man who she told her was her family friend who was based in the US and was leaving the country. And she had prepared herself and gone to the venue for the business.
I have a confession. On the 20th of November 2016, Linda Clems made an arrangement for me to come to Ikeja and that we were going to meet her sister's friend, a family friend, going to America. It was supposed to be a hookup.
She said that when she set her eyes on the apostle, he walked in hurriedly. And when she set her eyes on him, she knew that she had seen him somewhere, but she couldn't point it out at that time.
And when the person walked in, I recognized the person somehow, but I didn't really know for sure who the person was, but I knew it was a familiar face.
She said that she was already in the hotel room lying ready and waiting, and that he walked in, had sex with her, enjoyed himself, slipped his number in her hand and told her to call him, and that she mustn't tell the hookup arrangee that he had given her his number directly.
Person walked in hurriedly and, it was an awkward situation, but I was asked to join him in the room, and when he got into the room, we had sex.
She said that she indeed called him and they met again and had sex again. And it was after the first encounter, she saw him on Instagram and she pinched herself and said, "Oh my God, this is the man." But she still called him for a second encounter because she needed money. So she alleged that they had sex again.
Another confession is that I later saw Apostle Suleman after my youth service. There's a time he came to Lagos and he called me and we saw the second time and we had sex that second time at Oriental Hotels. He gave me another sum of money.
At this point, it was beginning to look a lot disturbing. People wondered, why are we getting similar outbursts about the same pastor? There are 1,001 pastors in Nigeria. Why this particular pastor and similar occurrences, similar allegations all the time? I mean, a popular anonymous blog even released a list of people, actresses, comedians, BB Niger stars, ladies from all walks of life, and the blog alleged that all these ladies had been sexually involved with the apostle. And it was so difficult to process all of this information. We were worried, we were confused, we were asking, what exactly is going on? And just as we were worried, sick, trying to process it, the biggest sexual scandal of all broke out. We were confronted with the explosive, jaw-dropping scandal involving Apostle Suleman and Nollywood actress Halima Abubakar. We started this video by highlighting the many achievements of Halima Abubakar. She was one that so many eyes were on. People were rooting that she was going to be successful. She was going to be an A-lister. She was going to do exploits because she was well-spoken and very intelligent. Attractive too, if I may add. So yes, we were rooting for Halima to become one of the biggest names in Nigerian entertainment. But surprisingly, she went under so suddenly. She just disappeared. No roles, no movies, no endorsements, no public appearance. Halima just disappeared. Well, Halima did come out to reveal a can of worms, exposing an alleged 6-year sexual and romantic affair with the apostle. How it started, how it turned sour, and how he is allegedly after her life. She made an enormous amount of allegations. In several interviews that Halima granted, she said that she needed to come out and speak her truth just in case she dies, so the world can be aware of who is responsible for her misfortune.
I am going through something, and we've not arrived, at a very, I don't know what's going on with my life. Before I die, I need to say it.
She said that she met the apostle in 2009. Just as Stephanie Otobo said, Halima said that the apostle had told her that he was separated from his wife.
You said he told you him and his wife, they were separated.
Yes.
Then years later, he said they were coming back.
Yes,
That
but
was
I
when
always
you
tell
knew.
him to go back to her,
So-
and all
so
that.
you-
He always has a word to say.
Okay, so you knew he was married. You just
I
thought
knew
he was separated.
She said that the pastor did not tell her that he was indeed a pastor. He had told her that he was a motivational speaker and a Sunday school teacher. And at that point in her life, she was earnestly praying to God for a man, her own man.
At that time, I was praying to God to, send somebody to me. I won't lie to you. So when he came, I thought, oh God, you're nice.
And when this man walked into her life, oh my God, he lavished her with money. She was so pampered. She had her heads in the clouds. And shortly after, they began dating.
He probably sent you more money over time, according to what you're
Of
saying.
course, now we were dating. We started dating.
She said that during the course of their relationship, some weird things actually did happen, but she didn't attach so much meanings to it until she began to suffer its consequences. She alleged that the apostle would sleep with her during her monthly flow, and he would tell her, oh, I cannot touch any other woman. You're the only woman I love, so that is why I'm doing it with you, because I don't want to touch another woman. I don't want to meet another woman. You are my one and only. And she would allow him, allegedly, according to her, sleep with her during her period.
At that time, even at that time, when I'm on my regular period, he does that. You understand? So there is nothing up for him.
She said that the apostle was so jealous about her, so possessive that he would not see her with another man, and that as their relationship progressed, he proposed with a promise wristwatch and an engagement ring.
Somebody that, shed tears to be with me. The ring you gave to me, the wristwatch, the promise, as in, what was all that about?
He gave you a ring, so you guys were engaged or something.
He gave me a
He
ring.
proposed. He proposed.
Yes, and even a promise wristwatch. I have everything here.
She said that she had gotten pregnant severally for the apostle and was made to abort the children. She said that in 2019, along the course of the relationship, she suddenly and mysteriously fell terribly ill, and when she did, he dumped her. She alleged that whenever she has sex with the apostle, she would bleed profusely and keep bleeding for months. And not just when he allegedly had sex with her during her periods. No, every time that they had sex, she alleged that she would be bleeding profusely and non-stop.
Yes, even while I was bleeding.
Oh my goodness.
That's the dangerous part of it. And he was telling me he can't sleep with any other person, that's why. And that because it's me,
She said at some point, she began having mental health issues. She was literally going mad. She said that the life that she used to know, the life that she used to have, she lost it. She couldn't act. She couldn't read her scripts. She couldn't interpret her scripts. She couldn't memorize anything. She couldn't understand anything.
Anytime you people had intercourse, you bled.
Yes.
Every time you are. Didn't that raise any red flag? Did you ask him any
That's
questions?
what I'm
Did he
saying.
say?
That's when we started going out. I was dreaming of him sleeping with me.
Oh my.
So sometimes I don't know, I noticed a shadow. It would be like, I just saw someone, even in Asaba when I went to shoot, Mr. Tichi Chikere can bear me witness. I couldn't act. I couldn't read my lines. My director said I'm not giving him what he wants. And then they had to call him as the next person on my phone because I was, I was almost running mad. Something was going on and my head was really banging like I was going to run mad.
She said that she was falling so sick so often that she entered a coma twice.
Yes, I was in coma for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Twice.
Oh
Twice. Yeah, because I didn't know, if I was, if it was, I just didn't know. The blood was just going. And I didn't know where it was going to until I got to the spiritual home. That's when I knew what was going on with me.
She said that apart from the physical illness that was manifesting, she was also going through lots of spiritual attacks. Her stomach was so bloated, like a woman who was pregnant with twins. At a point, she had to lie that she gave birth because she didn't know what to tell her fans about her stomach that was unbelievably bloated. She said that her hair was falling off, the worst form of acne and spots. She was just like a walking dead.
Because
Okay.
if I sit down, there is no way I will not flood that place with blood.
Oh
Pure
my,
blood.
it was that bad. It was that
crazy.
bad.
I couldn't sit. If you go back to all the pictures I snapped on the red carpet, you will see me with bloated tummy, with skin cuts. Those periods were the period I was going through hell.
She even went further with her allegations that a lot of the ladies that had slept with the apostle either died mysteriously or are terribly sick.
I'm not the only one, apparently. Some are dead, for real. The people I know, some are dead that know
That he dated.
yes, that was bleeding too. She
Oh
died.
my.
The other one had the spinal cord. She had an accident. She was bleeding too. You know, they all came to me. The other one is a musician. She's late now.
The allegations were so unbelievable. Well, as expected, Apostle Suleman slammed Halima Abubakar with a 1 billion naira lawsuit for publishing malicious, defamatory, and demeaning statements about him. The apostle's wife also took to the media, releasing a long video calling Halima a liar and debunking all her allegations.
My name is Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleman, the wife of Apostle Johnson Suleman. Now, ordinarily, I don't like media appearances, but at this point, for the purpose of clarity, I will have to speak. Now, I have known my husband for the past 19 years. And if you are living with a man who is promiscuous or an adulterous person, you will know, especially if you are an intelligent and a smart woman. I have to speak because I wanted to now appear like it's a woman-to-woman talk. I have heard all kinds of rubbish and nonsense this lady has been talking about that has gone viral on the internet. That is not my husband. And let me quickly say this. For 19 years, I have been with my husband, even all through the years of courtship and in marriage. I have never for once have any problem whatsoever over a woman. We have never had issues over a woman.
Well, Halima was very confident. She was not perturbed by the lawsuits or by the apostle's threats.
Telling me that when they asked him to help me, are you mad? Justin, I mean, you want help? You did praise. I mean, you want help? I have your name tattooed on my hand, motherfucker. This is your name here. I had to cover the nonsense when he told me that, Shebi, I have a blood to spill. How can a man who is saying he's in a relationship tell the woman that had a tattoo of his name that I have blood? How he takes in my blood, man? Nonsense. With all the lies he told me and just the stardom, so I'm not going to enjoy the stardom. Just don't cut the thing out instead of him to take accountability. I am taking my own. Why can't you just bow down to die your stupid pride you think you have? I know right now you're everywhere doing like this right now. We will just pick up. I was waiting for you. I was waiting to see you. Man, come out naked, come meet you. Johnson. In fact, if I don't see you that much where you talk, say you want to see me for that spot, they don't burn you where, Johnson.
She felt she had enough evidence in her arsenal. She had pictures with him.
This picture, I took it from my own phone. You can see me there standing. You see it.
She had chats, several one of them, of him allegedly asking her if she needed money or anything.
You can see the message he sent. He asking me if I need money by myself. And he was talking about 15 million here.
She had statements of accounts showing numerous transfers from the apostle to her account. Oh, she felt she had more than enough to challenge the apostle in court or any other place. Hence, the matter went to court. A few weeks ago, a court sitting at the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja gave verdict. Halima Abubakar was found guilty of defaming the pastor. The court slammed her with 10 million naira in damages for libel, and in addition ordered her to retract all her statements, all her defamatory statements on Instagram, and remove all related content from various social media platforms. The law is an ass. Evidence. The law does not take into cognizance spiritual warfare, spiritual attacks. What the law does not see, it does not believe. Only physical evidence is admissible before the courts. So I do not know the kind of evidence Halima tendered. I do not even know if she tendered any at all. But whatever be the case, the courts did not find it sufficient to substantiate her claim. What a story. So what do you think about the story, guys? What do you think about these numerous accusations springing here and there by different people against the same person? Do you actually think that there is a level or an atom of truth in what all of these ladies are saying about the apostle? Or do you believe that they are just paid attacks, sponsored onslaughts by the apostle's detractors to bring him down? This has always been his position. Let us know what yours is. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing me for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.